All right, let's do some modifications and let's fix those photos we just added to our presentation. If you recall, those were on slide 5, so I'll jump there. Now, if we actually scan through what I've added here, you'll notice that everything is in grayscale. And yet, we pulled in what looks somewhat like a sepia photo, and we have a color photo in there. So let's correct those. We'll select the photo we want. Go to the Format ribbon. And in this case, since it's color, let's change that to grayscale. So if I click on the color menu, I can go down to Recolor and change it to grayscale. That looks a little bit more consistent. And I can do the same thing with the inkwell. There are a variety of other color options in here. If you're familiar with sepia, you can add that effect if you want. But we'll go with grayscale. Another thing I found useful, it's not going to be particularly useful in this particular presentation, but I do want to point it out. I can set the background transparency color for something, so I'll take this image. Once again, we'll hit Format. I go to Color. I can set transparent color. And I can click on the white background. Like I said, not particularly useful in this particular presentation, but I did want to point that out. All right. There are also a number of predefined styles for your photos. So under Picture Styles area within the ribbon, I can start applying different picture frames and shadowing and such, rounded corners. There's a whole variety of things. Now, I will point out to you that this list of picture styles is fixed. You cannot add additional styles to that. That's one of the questions that I had, and no, you cannot do that. But we can select one of the styles, and a style is essentially a combination of various picture effects. So you'll see that this one is using a different shape. It's got a particular border, and I think that one's got a shadow as well. But if I wanted to alter it from what that style had, I could go into, borders, and I could change the border color or thickness. So if I change the weight of the border, give it a nice thick border. I can add a 3D rotation effect. Now, this is the one I want to warn you, be careful about. I love these things, but they're distracting. So let's back those out. We'll go to something simple that aligns, once again, aligns with the concept of the slide and is consistent with everything else. If an image wasn't the right size, you might want to crop it. We can use the cropping tool. I can specify specific dimensions here. Or I can hit the cropping tool. You can crop to a particular shape, so maybe I want it to actually be a hexagon. Or maybe I just want to trim off sides. I can grab the handles and that one, that's resizing. There, the black handle, that's your cropping. I grabbed the wrong handle. So, quite a wealth of things that you can do as far as modifying your images. I'm going to give you a chance to try those now, and then we'll continue on.